Calm, however, has been restored in Bompini informal settlement near King Phalo Airport in the Eastern Cape this morning. It follows an urgent interdict filed by the EFF to stop demolitions. The case was heard last night, with the judge expressing dissatisfaction over the municipality's failure to provide alternative accommodation. The Buffalo City Metro Municipality manager has been called to explain at the East London High Court this afternoon. Liyema Vumisa joining us live now for more and reaction to this. So the demolitions won't go ahead at present. Liyema, good morning.
Good morning to you, Arabile. Well, at least for now, up until that matter is heard again in the East London High Court on Friday, so they will not go ahead as they have been halted. Meanwhile, the residents whose houses have already been demolished to continue to scramble, looking for shelter, while some are still trying, to gather as much furniture as they can. I want to bring into the conversation Mr. Vuyani, who was a part and parcel of the EFF delegation that sent that urgent application to the East London High Court, as my colleague will show you just some of the aftermath of those visuals. Thanks, sir, for joining us. Let's talk, about the issue of these residents that resided in here. How did they come to stay this place?
These residents started moving into this area more than 10 years ago. And in 2019, actually, they received a warning from the ARC. The land is owned by the Agricultural Research Council. It's about 500 hectares of land. They received a warning from ARC that they must move out because this is an ARC land. It's a public entity. ARC is a public entity under the Department of Agriculture. On the 18th of February 2020, they received a rule nisi order from the court to say that it's interdicting them from building further in this area. But the rule nisi was never effected or was never enforced. That was in 2020. In 2024, the economic freedom fighters started occupying land that was left then on the other side of this area. It's about 1 hectare of land.
But did you know who it belonged to?
The land, we knew that it belongs to the government. It belongs to the Department of Agriculture. So the EFF started building informal structures there. And only then the farmers around the area started getting irritated. And they pressured ARC to remove or to evict us. That is the EFF. And then on the 28th of November, 2024, there was a final order from the court excluding these people because there couldn't be two orders from this area of the land and the other area. So there was one order that was a rule nisi in 2020 for this area. And then for the other area on the other end that is occupied by the EFF, there was an eviction order on the 28th of November. Both of those orders were rescinded. As a result, they are back in court.
Mm-hmm. But that as it may, but we did see some of the representative and even the security personnel as employed or instructed by the ARC to come and demolish some of these houses, which started about 2 days ago. They went ahead. Are you saying they shouldn't have done so?
They shouldn't have done so because the matter is still in court. But because there's a loophole in South African law where people can continue they can continue with the last order, which was eviction order. But the matter was rescinded. It's back in court. They were supposed to wait for the court processes to be completed. But they realized that they were going to lose their case anyway because these people have been here for more than 10 years. So they realized they were going to lose the case. They decided to move in and demolish these structures so that by the time the court sits again on the matter, they will say, no, there are no structures there anyway. Why are we sitting here? That is the reason they moved in. And also because of the pressure they are getting from the white farmers around in the area, they decided to act. They are pressurizing John Steenhuisen to act. That is the reason they came and demolished this house against the fact that the matter is still in court.
All right. I want to thank you very much for your time as we've run out of it. Well, there you have it. That is the local leader representing the economic freedom fighters here in Bompini informal settlement in East London, here in the Eastern Cape, where we understand then that those demolitions of homes and houses that were built, including over about 20 brick houses that were demolished. Demolitions have since been halted, of course, pending the matter being heard in court on Friday this very same week. But today, at about 3 p.m. Arabile, we understand the municipal manager will be called in to explain and really give in detail as to why they could not provide, as the municipality, alternative accommodation to these residents who, when we were just driving around, we spotted sitting just besides some of the furniture that they were still able to retrieve from that rubble, whilst some, we saw them even sleeping in the demolished areas, others finding shelter in containers. That is the situation currently. Hopefully, then by Friday or by the end of the week, we'll understand what the matter is going to be going forward.
Sure. Liyema, Vumisa, thank you so much for bringing us that update. More on that story a little bit later.